Hey everybody in the reggae universe, welcome to a conversation in dub hosted by me, Mark Ramondi.
And me, James Pasqua. This podcast is all about exploring the massive world of reggae and dub music, from its roots in Jamaica to its influence on various music genres worldwide.
This podcast also explores the intricacies of dub through insightful conversations, interviews with artists, and in-depth analysis of iconic tracks. We don't just talk about the music, but also the stories behind it, the techniques used in its production, and the social and political context that shaped its development.
Our goal is to promote mindful listening, taking you, the listener, on the journey the artist intended. Through this process, we hope to introduce you to new music or give you a new insight on music you already know and love.
This podcast is brought to you by Rootfire, a platform for reggae music worldwide with a mission to empower artists and nurture the community that supports them. You're here because you love reggae music and want to be a part of that community. We're here to help connect the dots.
If you have any feedback for us, be sure to email us at aconversationindub@gmail.com or message us on Facebook or Instagram at aconversationindub. We love hearing from you. Now,
let's get to the show. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm doing fantastic. I'm coming at you. As we are recording this, it is right before the holiday season.
This episode will come out on Christmas Day.
Woo woo! So we're coming to the wire to record this one, which is wonderful. And I'm having a little weird Christmas. I'm experiencing Christmas like how you experience Christmas for once, because now I am down in South Carolina for the holidays this year, and it is not freezing cold for the first time of my entire life for a Christmas time. So while they're having a whole freeze wave over there in New Jersey, I'm chilling down in South Carolina with my fiance's family. And the weather is beautiful. I'm actually shacked up here next to some beautiful palm trees as we record this episode. So a little change of scenery from normal, and I'm absolutely loving it.
That sounds great. And see, you made fun of me for going to the desert because of the heat, and look at you now.
I know, man. I'll tell you, though, I'm still getting used to watching people in short-sleeve shirts and shorts running around with Christmas lights everywhere and Santa hats. I'm like, this doesn't really compute, but it works. It works.
It works. You just got to get through it, and it works.
Yeah, I felt like it wasn't going to feel like Christmas, and you know what? It really does, which is a beautiful thing. So nothing better to bring in this holiday season than spending some time with family and getting down to listening to some dirty dubs. So talk to me, bro.
Well, before we get into any songs, it is Christmas Day, as this is airing right now, and I think the best gift that we got as the podcast is that people are listening to this.
Yes,
right?
That is so true.
We are really part of the Rootfire family now, which is amazing.
Has been wonderful.
We are getting some new listeners. People are leaving comments and feedback, and people are reaching out to us, and we are forever grateful to anyone who's listened or been a part of this podcast. We've done some crazy things this year.
Yeah, we have. It's been a wonderful year, and again, guys, thank you so much for that engagement. It means so much to us, because remember, if you guys listen to the earlier episodes, we started this as just a passion project because we love dub and we just loved hanging out with each other. But now it's kind of cool because now we got to spend time with each other. We get to spend time with all you and then share stuff that we can all relate to. And we're just so happy that this is be able to become something bigger that can help people just discover so many different avenues and branches of this awesome genre that we love. So it truly has been an honor and something I'm so grateful for. And even though we've been doing some crazy things this year, I feel like every year we just get so pumped for new and crazy things to come.
Yeah, and now we're on episode 136.
Ooh, man, that's a nice round number. I like that. I like that. 136 for Christmas, which is a beautiful thing. It's been a long, awesome journey, and we're just getting warmed up, guys. We've got so much more cooking, and we've got so many more things coming. So thank you for coming on this ride with us. Doesn't matter when you've hopped on. It means the world to us. And if you love this, please share this so that more people can share in this with us and that we can spread the word of reggae as much as we possibly can.
Yes, please. And this will be the last episode of the year, but we will see you next year. We are not finished. We have a lot more to say and a lot more to talk about, and Absolutely. There's always dub to go around. So, with that said,
I like that.
Let's get into some music, yeah? We're not going to do a Christmas song either.
No,
we
not
did
this
one last year. We're not going to do one this year. I'm sorry to say, but we're just gonna do a hit, an
Love it.
absolute banger,
Love
or
it.
should I say a scorcher? Because we're doing Half Pint, One in a Million, 1984. You want to just get right
Ooh,
into it?
I love it. And I'm happy that we're not doing a holiday song this year. It doesn't matter what kind of reggae you're playing. Any kind of reggae that we're playing, you can dub your halls with bass and kick drum. This is going to be a beautiful thing. So let's get into it.
You could find this song streaming on all platforms or YouTube. Go check it out. It's called One in a Million by Half Pint. We'll see you soon. That was Half Pint, One in a Million, 1984.
Now
Come on,
that
you
is
know
a
that one.
banger. Yeah,
You know that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
All
You
right.
absolutely.
Yeah, you knew
Absolutely.
that one. Merry Christmas. You knew it.
And Merry Christmas. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I glanced at because James sent me this one. It's like, we'll do this episode for this one today, and I'm just like, have I heard this? It just wasn't coming to my head. But the second you hear that bass line, and the second it kind of starts, you're like, I know exactly where I am. I mean, I think this is something that's kind of on rotation for so many reggae fans' playlists. I mean, it is amazing. Absolutely
whole album.
amazing. And it's so classic. This whole album, I agree with that. It's so classic. And it's so you could hear the pull of the inspirations and the time of the track. You know what I mean? I absolutely love that.
Well, this is definitely the turning point of Jamaican music. 1984 was end of Roots Radix era,
Yep.
enter dancehall era, but this was like that right in between.
Sweet
It
spot.
was like that. This is still rootsy. It's not full digital yet.
No.
And then
It's
it
not.
quickly changes, but there's this like fine sliver of time in between.
Yeah, it was a sweet spot. And you know what I think is interesting about this sweet spot is because, you know, you hear the introduction of some more digital things. You hear it in the bass, which I absolutely love. You know, especially when everything kind of drowns out and what you're getting with that bass is almost like a phaser kind of twinge on it, which I absolutely love, and it really sticks out, you know. But I'm loving the punchiness of this track. I love the punchiness of the piano. You know, like it really is like you're saying, like a sweet spot where it's like, you know, we are going to do things that are going to change things up a little bit, but we're not going to go so far away from the roots of tradition that you don't hear the inspirations of where it actually is all rooted in the first place, which is why I absolutely really, it's intriguing to me. I love that.
Oh yeah, right there along with Sugar Minot.
Exactly.
Barrington Levy was very prevalent during that time.
You could
Tea.
hear the Barrington Levy like inspirations in the melody. You know what I mean? Like the melodic lines and the kind of riffs and runs that are very reminiscent of Barrington Levy, but a very different kind of timbre and sound, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, way different.
Way different.
But can totally see them on the same bill.
Absolutely,
Or
which is
a
why
Half
it's
Pint
so
versus
cool.
Barrington Levy. You know, I could see it.
I totally could too. And you know, one thing I love about this is, if it weren't for, I want to say maybe it's the second chorus or the first chorus, there's no chord changes on this. It's a 2-chord wonder like we usually have, but there is one moment of spice and flair where they do change the chords up, and it totally is noticeable. And it's just like, whoa, wait, what? How? What's happening?
It's a quick change. They do it twice. Like
It's a
right
quick
in row,
change.
and then
It's a
back.
quick, and I love that because it's such a cool flavor. And I feel like to so many listeners that don't really understand the structure of like chords and harmony and harmonics and all that stuff, how that works, you can't really describe what makes that moment so different and so cool, but it feels different. It's like you're in a different color of the rest of the piece that you haven't really seen before, and the way that it hits you and how temporary it is, it sticks out in your brain. Like I bet you for so many people that might be like a favorite part of the song for so many people, and they don't even know why. Like what is happening that's so special there, because it's so subtle but it's so cool.
Yeah, especially for a rhythm like that is just so repetitive and doesn't change. And then all of a sudden, oh, there's a bar. That's different. And then back. Oh,
Exactly.
it's different. And then back.
I loved it. I love this track. And it's nothing too crazy to break down. It's nothing too complicated, but I think it's such a great representation of the time period of which it was recorded and made. You know, we've also featured a lot of artists now who are making music that is kind of like fitting the bill of that time frame and like that kind of timbre, you know, and like a just new modern spin, which kind of in a way goes to show how prevalent, amazing that sound was, how inspirational that sound was, and how like just pivotal it was for the growth of reggae music to kind of go into a different direction.
Right. And Half Pint was such an inspiration for so many. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Sublime's What I Got is a cover of Half Pint's Loving,
Mm-hmm.
which a lot of people don't realize,
It's true.
but it is.
It
And,
is.
Half Pint eventually got his royalties from that, made amends. He did work with Long Beach Dub All Stars. Great, Slightly Stupid, Stick Figure, Vanilla, all names that we know today
Yep.
from the scene, all took inspiration from Half Pint, and now Half Pint sings on their songs too. So it's great when you see that. Like Don Carlos does that a lot.
Yep.
Like he'll go out and perform with Slightly Stupid all the time.
Absolutely.
I love seeing that.
And I think stuff like that is so essential to not only the growth of reggae, but the culture of reggae. I
Yeah,
think that is essential to what this genre really is. It's just that sense of community and that understanding of growth and the acceptance of growth and change within the genre. I think is such a really special thing too. I mean, you have so many like in certain genres, and even like in classical music, where it's like you have the traditionalists that stick to one style and one genre, like one era, I should say, versus where you see so many reggae artists that are so on board with like the changes and the growth of this genre as long as it's pushed out to people and it's shared and made and that sense of community still lasts. I love that we can still see that in the culture today with it.
oh yeah, and you know, for anyone out there that isn't as familiar with the rootsy stuff, with the classics, if you see a name as a featured artist on a modern band that you like Half Pint, do some digging.
Yep.
If you like that track, go check out where they came from, how they started, their earlier albums. I'm sure you've seen Don Carlos featured on a ton of albums.
Yep.
Barrington Levy, same thing. Go back and listen to the old stuff because they there's a reason why these bands now are featuring them as like
Yes.
gods, because they
It's true.
invented this. They did this.
It's true. It is one of those things where you want to know why it is where it is. Well, look at where it came from.
Oh yeah.
And this is a really kind of awesome time to do that, and an awesome time to kind of play tracks like that too. I mean, as we enter in the new year, since it is Christmas, everything, when we think about the new year, we think about growth, we think about change, but and also goals. It's a beautiful time to set goals and to kind of do things, but in order to set the right goals, you can't not reflect. You have to kind of look back, and
Mm.
I think it's kind of really cool to be able to do an episode like this where a lot of people have some time off. A lot of music fans out there have some time off. They can spend it with their families. And you know what? Fill some of that space if you can to some awesome music that you can listen to and some stuff that maybe you can dive into that you might not have the chance to when life gets crazy, when things pick up in the new year, because we all know that we're juggling insane schedules. And me personally, I don't really listen to as music as much as I would like to, hence why we do this podcast together as an opportunity to stop and make it a priority. And I think that it's important for people to like use this time to not only just be busy with the holiday stuff, but do stuff you don't normally get to do because you have a minute to do it. Whether it's sit down and listen to a podcast like this or dig down a rabbit hole of some of your favorite artists or some people that inspired your favorite artists.
I like it. Good sentiment for the end of the year.
Absolutely.
And
And go ahead.
you go.
I forgot.
Oh, well, I'll go then.
Sounds good.
For all the listeners out there too, people like Half Pint and Barrington Levy are still alive. Not that they're playing as many shows or festivals or things, but if you do see them on a bill, highly, highly recommend you go check them out
Big
while they're
time.
still living legends, because I want to use this last part of this episode to pay tribute to those that we've lost this year. If you want to get into that. So you had more to
Absolutely.
say about One in a Million, which is an amazing track.
Well, let's do that because I think that's actually a really special thing to kind of take the time and look back at the people that pivotal people that we did lose throughout the year that are such a cornerstone in this genre.
Unfortunately, that list is kind of long. Uh,
Go
but
for it, bro.
but like we keep saying, go out and see these guys because they're still here, and a lot of them are still playing live and or making music. So go see the living legends while you can. But for those that we've lost this year, I'm just going to go through a list here. You may recognize some names, you may not. I will write them all out in the episode description so you can go look at some discographies and do a little digging. I got to do a little digging myself, I'm not going to lie. Family Man, Aston Barrett, we lost him in February. I think the biggest reggae loss in a very, very long time. The Wailers, the Upsetters, the Hippie Boys. I mean, Family Man played on everything in that era. So big loss, but his legacy will always live on.
Exactly.
Don Kinsey, guitarist for Peter Tosh's Word, Sound, and Power, and the Wailers briefly. Peter Morgan of Morgan Heritage. Big loss. Big loss. He was only 46. B.B. Seaton, the singer of the Gay Lads. Gregory Lee, singer from Hepcat. That was a huge loss. I know they did a big celebration in L.A. just a month or two ago. Everyone was there. It must have been a crazy party. Couldn't make it. Tony Tuff, known for his solo work, and he was a member of the African Brothers. Desi Jones, the drummer for Chalice. Chalice is a really cool band. If you're not familiar with them, highly recommend. Kind of like disco reggae-ish, but
so cool.
Really, really good drummer. Big loss. Delroy Williams of the Mad Labs. Errol Don Mayes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he was a producer for Earl Zero, Michael Prophet, Little John, and was best known for discovering someone we now call Scientist when he was only 16 years old. So
crazy.
Thank you, Errol. Cornell Marshall, the drummer of Third World. Huge band. Linford Manning of the Abyssinians, one of my favorite roots reggae artists. Probably my favorite vocal band, Jamaica.
Fantastic.
So good. And Floyd Anthony Perch, who was a DJ. We lost him as well. We lost way too many people this year. So not to be a downer at the end of the year, but we need to celebrate the music and we need to celebrate everything that they've done, and we need to do some more listening and studying and seeing the people that are still here with us.
Yeah, I think what's crazy too is like we talk about these losses, but we also have to talk about these tremendous gains that the world has because of these people. And the ripple effect that these people leave. And it's not just these people, with the holidays, this can be a really amazing time of year for so many people. And for some people, it can be a tough time of year. I dabble between the two because for me, it used to be such a special, important time of year. And after losing my dad, it changes. It changes. And I think that it's so important that we stop to remember that this ripple effect that we feel from so many people is the same ripple effect that we all get to create in this world. And for everyone out there, you are all going to only have one Christmas of 2024. So make it absolutely incredible. Make it fun. Tell the people that you love how much you love them. Make sure that every smile counts and that you use every feeling that you may have, whether it's great or whether it isn't that great around the holidays, to put that towards something that is productive for you so that you can have a wonderful holiday season and you can share wonderful moments that we still have this wonderful opportunity to make with the people that we love and care about. And definitely help using music to be that bridge that can help with all of that as well, because that's what music really can do, whether it's singing Christmas carols or whether it's just playing some dub on the car ride as you're getting to where you need to be. Whatever resonates with you, do some listening, make it count, and enjoy this holiday season because it's super special and super important.
Another great sentiment from you. However, I'm not going to be listening to Christmas carols. Not going to lie. It
Oh,
will
I
be the dub
totally
for me.
am. I think the more mimosas I have Christmas Day, the louder the Christmas carols will be blasting. So I am definitely of that group. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
We couldn't be more different.
I know. That's why we work, bro. Opposites attract. It's the yin and the yang.
You could be Ying.
That's fine. Never liked yang anyway.
Oh.
But no, guys, that's what's beautiful, right? These times bring everybody together, no matter how different you are. So definitely enjoy the holidays, guys. I hope you all have a very, 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 very safe and Merry Christmas and an extremely Happy New Year.
Make it 1 in a million.
That's right. And enjoy this podcast. And if you did enjoy it, please leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. We love to hear from you guys. And you know what? Would be really cool if you guys can tag us or comment what are some of your favorite things to listen to around the holiday season, whether it's dub, whether it isn't. Just share with us. We'd love to know because it's important.
Reach out. We check our messages. So reach out.
Absolutely, guys. So remember, stay safe out there. Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy the time you get to spend with one another. And most importantly,
keep dubbing.
Keep dubbing.
Thanks for listening to A Conversation in Dub, hosted by James Pasqua and Mark Ramondi. Conversation in Dub is brought to you by Rootfire, a platform for reggae music worldwide with a mission to empower artists and nurture the community that supports them. You're here because you love reggae music and want to be a part of that community? We're here to help you connect the dots.
This show is produced and edited by James Pasqua. Our theme music is an original composition called Keep Dubbin' by James Pasqua and Mark Ramondi. If you want to hear previous episodes containing full songs, you can find them all on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at A Conversation in Dub. And if you have any feedback, requests, or just want to talk about music, reach out there or email us at aconversationindub@gmail.com. Make sure to rate us on your podcast platform of choice. And as always, keep dubbing.